Hey there, it's Eugenio Zabell, and today's video we're actually going to cover one of the most important topics regarding e-commerce in the last 2-3 years and probably for the next 5, 10, 15 and even 20 years. And this is how you actually set the tone and how you actually communicate your brand towards your target audience. Honestly, this is something that many people is doing wrong. I will even say that more than 95% of everyone that has an online brand is getting this wrong. And honestly, this is such a key component to set yourself aside from the huge competition there is nowadays in the e-commerce market. Well, you'll probably be asking yourself, why on earth should I actually listen to this guy? Well, just to briefly introduce myself, I am Eugenio Zabell and I'm the CEO and founder of Weko Incubator, where we actually add an extra 30 to 100k per month in monthly recurring revenue for e-commerce brands all around the world. This has reached a point where we've already generated more than $12 million for all our clients during the last couple of years. But I don't really want to bore you with more numbers about Weko Incubator, so let's dive straight into this huge issue that most e-commerce brands are facing in 2023. The reality is that most e-commerce brands are using the same strategy nowadays than they would probably have used 5, 10 or even 15 or 20 years ago. And this at the end of the day is a huge mistake, and it's honestly costing brands hundreds of thousands if not millions of dollars. You can see this in things such as your conversion rate, your CTR, all these kind of metrics show you how people are bored of brands. At the end of the day, if you want to have a unique and distinctive approach, you must follow one simple step. And this is that you need to humanize your brand and your approach. The truth is that people are no longer engaging with brands as they used to do 5, 10 or even 15 or 20 years ago, unless you're a billion or trillion dollar brand such as Apple, Nike, or one of these big boys. Therefore, it's extremely important that you use this strategy we're going to speak in the next 5 to 10 minutes and implement it within your brand, because honestly, the brands that do implement this get such a huge competitive advantage and such a huge edge compared to the competitors. And basically, to achieve this, you just need to humanize your brand. I always like to say that right now we're not living in a B2B economy nor a B2C, which are like the old school methods. Right now we live in a B2P economy, which means a business to people economy. People no longer want to do business with brands. People want to do business with people. They want to put a face who's behind that business. And that will honestly be such a huge leverage to actually be able to purchase your brand. In case you need a couple examples, I'm going to name some influencers that have created their own brand and have literally reached multi-million or even billion-dollar market caps in a matter of days, months, even less than a year, which is just insane. We've got Kanye West with Yeezy, we've got Kylie Jenner with Kylie Cosmetics, we've got Jake and Logan Paul and KSI with Prime, or for example, we also have Mr. Beast with Mr. Beast Burger or Vegetables. These are just a small example of how humanizing your brand and putting a face to it generates so much leverage. And if you combine that with a solid personal brand, honestly, you're deemed for success. I can 100% guarantee that. So the real way to actually create a successful B2P strategy and humanize your brand will be in some important elements that you don't only have to include, for example, in your ad strategy or your social strategy or your website. You need to really balance this out throughout all your channels. So you should try to include this on your paid channels, organic channels, website, all these kind of places, because this will honestly give you such a huge edge and they will see that humanization throughout the whole funnel, which is extremely, extremely important. The first thing you must implement is having a good user-generated content strategy. And this is honestly extremely, extremely important. You must have this in 2023. If you don't have it, you'll probably get into some serious trouble anytime soon. Therefore, it's extremely important that you actually get very high quality user-generated content from content creators, clients, all these kind of things, or even internally, your team speaking about what the product is, what are the benefits, how can that actually help you out with your pain points. All these things are extremely, extremely important, because user-generated content is that first touch point with that lead before they actually read the copy, before they actually hop onto the website, and obviously way before them they actually purchase your product. So therefore, that's like that first date. So you must really nail it down with a humanized and real approach. Secondly, reviews and testimonials. This is extremely important. This can also be a part of your user-generated content for both your paid and organic approach, but reviews and testimonials is extremely important when within your website. And to be honest, those written reviews that anyone can just create fake reviews, they're kind of over. Now it's extremely important to try to include reviews with a photo, or preferably reviews with a video. For example, right now, a video saying how much I've loved the product, even trying it out, a genuine review. That honestly gives you such a huge edge because people are putting a face to what's happening behind the brand and behind the scenes. So honestly, video testimonial and video review is a must to include, obviously within your UGC or your content strategy, and also within your website. Honestly, landing pages and website with video testimonials have a very big increase in conversion rates. So must have in 2023. Thirdly, which is quite similar to the second point, is humanizing your landing page. Video testimonials will do a great job with all of this. But also, for example, a testimonial, also you can include some written reviews or trust seals. No, also, for example, saying that XYZ brand actually spoke positively about you. Because at the end, humanizing is very important. But if you can also get trust seals to actually speak about your brand, for example, I'm going to just name a couple: Forbes, Vogue, all these kind of magazines, end up giving you a very big edge, because at the end of the day, these brands have already done their fair bit of research to actually give you a project and a brand that they think is valuable. Therefore, as they have such a big name, people actually put a lot of confidence. And if you're an e-commerce brand starting out, getting them to actually speak about you will give you a very big edge in your early days of your e-commerce store. Fourth, and this is also very important, is getting a good network of brand ambassadors. Preferably if they have a target audience that's very relatable to your brand, there you will have a winning strategy in place. Honestly, brand ambassadors are extremely important because brand ambassadors, people will actually relate with those brand ambassadors. But not only that, that's also humanizing your brand because you're also putting a face of people that support it. Therefore, brand ambassadors is a must-have in 2023. And just to let you know, they don't need to have 10 million followers. They can be even micro-influencers, but their target audience has to be very, very relatable to the product you are selling and the target audience you want to reach out for. That honestly is the main metric you should look for. Lastly, and probably one of the most important elements for 2023, this is building a community. For example, I've seen many brands that actually create, for example, a Discord group, and they create and build a community where they engage daily with, for example, their clients. That way they increase the lifetime value of those clients and they come and purchase repeatedly. Building a community can give you such a massive edge compared to your competitors. Building a tribe. And I think one of the first brands that actually built a tribe, and we saw that, was Apple, where people would go crazy to purchase their product on the first day of their launch. That's the best example of building a tribe, building a community, which will basically go with you till the end of the world. So lastly, it's very important that you actually implement these steps to actually humanize your brand for the upcoming years. Because unless you're a multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar brand, you will really struggle to actually get your name out there by just trying to build a very solid brand positioning. A brand positioning is key, but that's more a long-term play. Humanizing and putting face to who's behind that brand tends to work wonders right now. At the end of the day, humans are mainly distinguished by one main element, and it's our social skills, how we can socialize. Therefore, it's extremely important that this also reflects on your business and your approach to communicate what you have as a product. Therefore, implement all these things, iterate, optimize, and create a winning strategy. So to wrap it all up, if you're an e-commerce brand making anywhere between 20 to 100K in monthly recurring revenue, and in 2023, you want to add an extra 30 to 100K in only 6 to 9 months in monthly recurring revenue, feel free to click the link in the description and we can actually have a chat to determine if you could be a good fit for what we do and take you to the next level. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video so we can help you scale your e-commerce brand beyond 100K per month in monthly recurring revenue. So have a great day. Speak soon.